All right, so yes, I went to prison, and that set me up to be a 9 to 5 slave. Yes, I went to prison due to the consequences of my own actions, trying to fit in and be about that life. And unfortunately, when you're doing dirt with others, people snitch. People snitch, but at the end of the day, that's my fault, right? So I went to prison like 18 years old, straight from high school to prison. No in between, right? Just high school, prison. So I get out like a month before my 20th birthday. I found a job really quickly, but it was through a temp agency. Regardless of that, I found a job, and I was on house arrest and parole for a year. So I could only leave the house to go to work, and which led me down a state of depression, right? I was like, wow, I'm out of prison and I can't do anything about it. I just can only go to work. So I still felt locked up in a way. So I was just depressed. And I was coping with my depression by smoking weed and drinking and buying, clothes, even though I couldn't wear them to go anywhere. I was just trying to find a way to cope. And as throughout that year, I realized, like, man, is this what I'm meant to do for the rest of my life? Like, I messed up that bad that I am just going to be, a factory worker, or that's the only thing that I had in mind, right? So I get off parole. But shortly before getting off parole, my uncle, he tried to push me to do trucking, and I never had took it seriously. I had bought a book to study and all that, but I didn't take it serious. So I left my hometown after I got off parole and house arrest. I left my hometown, and then it was just the same old thing, just in a different state. I found a job, smoking, drinking, except I had freedom. So now I'm just going out, going out, going out. So that's how, like, already a year out, going on to 2 years out of prison, already wasted. I wasted 2 years in prison. That's 4 years of my 20s wasted. So I finally started taking the CDL thing seriously, trying to get experience, right? So I got my CDL through the city that I live in, and when I went looking for a job, all these places wanted me to have experience. So I'm like, how am I gonna get experience if you're not gonna give it to me? And I know that was like a lot with other people and other job criteria, right? Not just trucking. Like, you get out of college, like, they want you to have all this experience, right? So I know it's like a thing. And sorry, my camera was tweaking. So I had to get all this experience, right? But nobody wants to give it to me. So I have a useless CDL. So it just went back to being temp agency, which just led to more depression, and then which led to selling drugs, which led to using drugs. So it's like I was caught in this cycle that the system put me in, even though it was of my own actions. And it's like, how do I escape? How do I escape? Mind you, I'm so caught up in, the depression and thinking like, oh, this is my life, that I never thought about like making money online until later in life, which was, around 26, 27, after I got clean off drugs and started to pick myself up off the ground and started like, okay, I can't accept this. So later on in life, I lost my CDL because I didn't like use it. So now I don't have a CDL, back to temp agencies. Then I started wanting to take it serious again. So I went back and got my CDL. And this time I actually became useful. I was actually able to find a job. And this was after the pandemic. And we all know the pandemic like really hindered people even more. So that really messed me up too. And that's like a whole nother side story, right? That I'm just trying to keep this short and just trying to get a message out to people that basically, if you didn't go to prison, right, and you have the ability to stack your money, if you live with your parents, bro, do that. Do not fall for the 9 to 5 trap, right? Don't fall for it. Don't fall for the American dream, happy wife, kids, and what I'm saying? Don't fall for it, bro. You have to use your 20s to set yourself over your 30s so you're not struggling in your 40s, right? That's what you need to be doing. I know you hear people say, man, live your life in your 20s. You're only going to be 21 once. Bro, you're only going to be 50 once too if you live to that long, and then you're going to be regretting everything you did in the past if you didn't set yourself up. So now me, being 30 years old in 6 months, so I'm 29, I'm trying to set myself up for my 40s with my 30s so I'm not struggling in my 50s, right? So just take this advice, man. Do not try to keep up with the Jones. Don't try to fit in. Don't try to be about that life. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with being a square or being a lane, bro. Ain't nothing wrong with that. As long as you being productive and, you know what I'm saying, stacking your money, bro. Now, everybody doesn't have the ability to stack their money and live with their parents. I get it, bro. But whatever you have, you need to utilize it, man. And if you didn't go to college like me, and you didn't go to prison or you didn't go to college, bro, you need to learn a skill, okay? You need to learn a valuable, tangible skill that can put you to the next level in life, right? If it's in the criteria of 9 to 5, let it be something good, right? Go learn construction. Go learn IT tech, bro. Get into tech. I know somebody who got into tech and they didn't go to college. They don't have no tech experience, but they're really good with computers, right? Get your CDL. Get something that you can use instead of just trying to be the average worker. And I'm not trying to talk down, I'm not talking down on average workers, bro. Because at the end of the day, I'm a fucking bus driver. I'm an average worker. I help the world go around, and that's just about it, right? And I realized this, and I don't want to be stuck in the past because of my FOMO in the past, of the fear of missing out. Right now, I'm trying to utilize my time correctly, like how I am now. I'm on my paid lunch break, and I'm just trying to give y'all this message, bro. I'm just trying to give y'all this message and to let you know that you can turn your life around. Don't ever think it's too late. I'm about to be 30 years old, and I'm just now making the decision to turn my life around within the past few years, right? You can do it. You can do it. Use what you have. You know what I'm saying? Use social media as a tool. Everything is online nowadays, bro. We are in the era where everything is online. And you can go to college online. And I'm not talking about an online university. I'm literally talking about YouTube, bro. You can learn so much on YouTube, and you can use YouTube to just waste time, right? So you're on YouTube watching this. Use it to become better. Don't waste no more time, bro. And if you went to prison and you're stuck and you feel like, man, this is it, you gotta, I don't know, man. I really don't know, because I was in such a state of depression that I realized it once I got out of it, right? Once I figured out years later. But if you went to prison, I want you to know it's not over with, bro. And if you didn't go to college, I want you to know it's not over with neither, bro. You still have time. If you're in your early 20s, man, make the best of it. Make the most of it, because you're going to want it. You're going to need it later on. You're like, dang, I didn't do that. I didn't do that earlier in life. And then you're going to think that you're too old to get into it. And I had that mindset for a little while in my 20s, bro. Like, man, I'm too old to keep up with these youngins. I can't do what they do. Man, forget that, man. Everybody's online. Everybody's got an online business. Everybody's doing something, bro. So don't think that you can't do what they're doing, because you can. All right? I just wanted to keep this message really short, because I honestly have a short break right now too. And it's just so many different ways I can say this. And I can say it, and in another video, I can explain about, my prison time and how that affected me, and my drug addiction and how I overcame that. But I really want this message to settle in with y'all as to, don't give up. You can do it. And if you had the resources to stack your money now, don't be trying to keep up with your friends and impress your friends and going out drinking every weekend and every time you get paid, bro. Right? Today is my overtime day. Right? A 10-hour day of overtime. So I'm not trying to waste that. So I'm like, you know what? Let me get a message out to the people. And this is what I want this message to be. Don't quit. Don't give up. Do what you got to do. If people call you a lame for staying in the crib and stacking money, then they lame. Because they going to be going into their 30s lame while you prosper. So just take this message from what they call it, unk. 30-year-old unk, man. Right? And I'm not saying that I'm a fuck up, but I did do a lot of messed up things that I'm paying for. So I'm trying to fix my life, and I'm trying to help you not make the same mistakes as me in the process. So I'm going to be gone. I'm going to get going, man. Don't give up. Keep that momentum going.